Hi guys, welcome to Drunk Vod Review. Don't be alarmed by the fact that my lips are not matching up to what is being said here. This will be fixed by the time the Vod Review actually starts. It's a funny story, I was so drunk when I did this that I started doing the Vod Review with my mic muted, and I did not realize it until later. I had the presence of mind to start re-recording the Vod Review itself from where the game started, but I did not re-record the intro. So here is the intro with me pretty plastered at this point. As you can see, I was drinking heavily. Yeah. Keep enjoying that, Kelsey. I had gone through quite a bit of Jack Daniels at this point. This VOD review is actually really terrible. There's nothing interesting in it, so don't watch it. Actually, it is really bad. No, it's not funny. So let's start this game here. When the game starts, it's Lee Sin and Rek'Sai banned against LGD. Origin showed that this is good. It's been good for a really long time. I don't know why Chinese teams don't do it. I guess it just sucks as a region. No, seriously. This has been something I was just like, why don't you just ban Lee Sin? TBQ has a 100% win rate during the regular season on Lee Sin and a below 50% win rate on Rek'Sai, okay? Rek'Sai and everything else. Yeah. Rek'Sai and everything else. Okay, then of course LGD banned Azir. Galway's actually played Azir twice, and it was actually pretty good. But when I talked to the team, it's like Galway isn't really performing, you know. And by not performing, all they just told me was like Galway isn't playing like Galway. You know, it's really generic. I was wondering, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, give me some more information, right? And then I see the game, it's like, oh, that's what it means. It means he's not playing. No, it means he's playing awful. Okay. So they banned Azir. They banned Gangplank. Gangplank's really strong. I assume TSM kind of know how to play it or something. Honestly, I'm really sorry if I get any TSM stuff wrong, because I watched the least of North America of any other region. I just was like really shocked by the statistics and stuff. And I did watch the playoffs, so if I get something wrong though about TSM, just please, like, I'm really sorry. Elise, yeah, LGD ban Elise. Elise is a really strong jungler. Something Origin have been doing, which other teams haven't been doing, and I think other teams will start to do, like I think TSM's doing here, is just target ban, you know, because then make other teams pick which OPs they want, because who cares, right? Yeah. Then I'm not really sure the Kog'Maw ban. I'd always rather ban Kalista against LGD than Kog'Maw if you're gonna ban an AD carry. But, you know, his Kog'Maw's really strong. It's probably the second strongest champion. And then, or maybe they were hoping, you know, LGD would ban it and they'd get moored or something like that. But TSM, first pick Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is obviously really strong because if you get the dragon, the other team suddenly doesn't have towers. And I mean that almost literally because it's really strong. LGD or Kalista Lulu, really strong combination. When you see the Lulu, it's almost always an Acorn champion, which is why it was really weird last game. And it was bad, and we don't talk about it. Gragas, Thresh, good. Like, Satori's good on Gragas. I don't really like his style of Gragas because it's, like, much more farm-oriented, but it gets the job done. And, you know, you can play Gragas, though. It's legitimate. Like, okay, fine. Thresh, Lesbo is a good Thresh. I mean, everyone at this tournament who plays Thresh is a good Thresh. That's what that's saying. Brand. I wasn't super surprised by the Brand because PYL actually plays a lot of Brand in solo queue. Yeah. It's a decent. It's okay against Mordekaiser. Brand is actually pretty good against Mordekaiser because sorry, because Mordekaiser like goes for dragons. You're doing dragon fights. You can kite a little bit with Brand, and you can like go for the dragon, and Pyroclasm does bounces and lots of AOE. And Mordekaiser is not super mobile, so Brand doesn't have to be super mobile. If you're laning against Mordekaiser, it's okay. So, you know, that gives you some hope, because it's like, oh, they've done some research, whatever. They weren't dumb, just like stupid and leaving Mordekaiser, which is all a lie. thought. No, actually, it was fine. It would have been fine if they played intelligently, like intelligent people. New, okay. It goes with like the composition. TBQ is kind of grasping for straws. It's whatever. It's a thing. But seriously, this team should get like every single dragon and baron. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Twisted Fate. Darius, very kiteable actually. TSM loaded up on a lot of short range and melee. It's like really hard to get to Callista. It has to be done by like Bjerg porting in, Hourglass, Centaur getting like really good flank. So to be honest with all this melee, like Callista should be totally fine, right? There's not a whole lot Darius can do. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Diana doesn't make the most sense again because of all the melee. Like, you're going into range. You could just pick a more ranged mid, like Oriana maybe, and avoid going into the range of Darius or Mord, and then LGD could just kite, just like completely kite TSM's comp. Like, it's. But again, I think the reason why they picked Diana is because Kobai is like super comfortable on Diana. To be honest, I don't even think his Oriana was like the best this summer. I've seen his Oriana play much better. So that's my guess as to why they went Diana. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we have some coaches that have both received a lot of criticism lately. Okay. I think I'm gonna take a drink every time someone in this game messes up. I think it's gonna be a thing. I have nothing to say while they're talking. So I like these casters actually. You should probably listen to them instead of me. Anyway, let's keep talking about these compositions here. Like I said, TSM's really melee based. It relies a lot on like Bjergsen tag teaming, like really good flanks from Centaur and Lustboy. You probably don't want to lane swap because Mordekaiser is better if you have the 2v2 and you can get control early with the dragon, so you want to be near the dragon with the Mordekaiser. You know, an interesting thing about this game, for those of you who don't know, which most of you probably do, is that I bet $3 that TSM and HQ would win by selecting players. So I did fantasy, I did Bjergsen and Wild Turtle and Lustboy, because I didn't want to do Darius and Centaur, and I couldn't take multiple HQ players, which is good, right? Because TSM ended up doing way better than HQ. And I also took the Team Solomid team, right? And I won $10. It was good, even though HQ lost IG. So anyway, both teams trying to go for standard lanes, which to me is really surprising since I think LGD is actually one of the Chinese teams at this tournament that's really good at lane swapping. They had the highest lane swap rate of any team in LPL. So for me, it was really surprising. Okay, so we're not doing a whole lot of deep wards. Like, the deepest wards are from LGD. They don't have a lot of vision. I think that LGD is confident here that they can do well in the 2v2, right? Because they picked the brand for the lane against Mordekaiser and for the dragon fights. And obviously Mordekaiser wants dragon fights. So that's the situation. That's where we are. They're setting up to do early camps in bottom, maybe. Because if you get, like, again, because the fact that Mordekaiser does get solo XP, like, why wouldn't you do an early camp and get some of that XP with your lane opponent? Have Acorn leashing for TBQ, so he's probably gonna TB top after this. PYL looking for a catch here. Not really, just scouting. To be honest, I wish I knew more about this lane matchup because I don't. Like I said, I think Brand can do well against Mordekaiser in bot lane fights, but I think in the 2v2, right, your Callisto with like level 2 is going to do a lot of damage. So you want to try to force out the Mordekaiser off XP by picking this like early threat lane. Because if Mordekaiser gets XP, there's not really a whole lot you can do because he'll just level up so much faster with this solo XP, and he'll always have a level lead over you, and it will suck. So you want to be able to punish them and zone them as much as possible. So Thresh goes in, PYL flashes out. There's a little bit of a chase here. They go way too aggressive over TP, so we have both teams have double TP here. And you don't want to go that aggressive with TP. I need a drink. That's good. I don't know why I got right teleported in. That's awkward. To be honest. Anyway, this game is over. No. It's not true. LGD do make a comeback. But when your Mordekaiser gets an advantage like that, there's not a whole lot you can do to mitigate the disaster that's coming. Acorn up top. Okay, so I'm gonna make this like really bad because I'm remembering some of the things that happened in this game and it's not fun. But it was a good idea. I mean, there's not really a whole lot Acorn can do in this situation, so he's just pushing out top. It was really good for TSM to send Bjergsen to kind of catch the wave because Galway's not going to come up until later. PYL and TBQ did this kind of thing a lot, where if they just roam together, like that's just an LGD thing. TBQ is rarely by himself because when he's by himself, bad things happen. So PYL or Galway tend to run with him a lot, and I actually think this has been a really big problem for LGD in this tournament, is that Galway isn't performing. If Galway isn't performing, then TBQ doesn't have one of his biggest babysitters. TBQ doesn't have a strong pillar in the mid lane to kind of gank for, to hold his hand and all this other stuff, and so much functions off of Galway, like kind of taking over a lot of jungler responsibilities. And for a lot of the action to center around mid, there's been a lot more action around bot. And I think they're compensating because Galway isn't performing. But at the same time, it's kind of like if your player isn't feeling confident and you're saying, okay, he's not feeling confident, we have to make this more bot centric, and then he just probably feels even worse. Obviously I don't know enough about coaching or anything like that, but I feel like if you have an underperforming player who's usually your primary carry and usually so much of your strategy revolves around him controlling the mid lane or roaming from mid lane, because he's not super good laner, I just like the actions he takes during laning phase. So when I talk about Galway being good during laning phase, I mean more like he's running around. If he gets an advantage, he spends it on wards. He ganks with TBQ, and the team snowballs that way. Anyway, I feel like I've talked way too much about this. Let's look at some of the items here. Yeah. We're going for purple shit. In the jungle. So we've got double to run like Galway. So Galway likes to run teleport on Diana because if you fall behind in lane, you could just teleport back. And LGD have actually done a lot of really interesting things with double TP, where they will rotate lane matchups because they can actually put Galway top, and you can TP down for drag fights or anything else, and it's fine. So they've actually done more complicated lane swaps, like kind of like Dig used to do in 2013, I think it was. It was a long time ago. But yeah, they've still managed to do that where they can control the lane and just swap at a moment's notice. Obviously, they don't do that in this game. Like all these other things that LGD did, they don't do. I have no idea why they went so aggressive. Like this, I'm just looking at this Mordekaiser, and I'm feeling regret for them. You know what? That's worth another drink. So about this time, if I were LGD, I'd probably look to put more pressure in lanes that weren't bought and get more of an advantage. It was smart what they did when they put the ward deep and they went after Santorin, because it's really, really hard to win bot lane now because you can't really deny more off of XP. So I'd probably gank mid with PYL and CBQ, or like they don't gank top very often, and especially not that great with Lulu, but Lulu has some early power that she can use to put Darius down and kite really well, so I think it's possible to gank him kind of at this stage if they wanted to do that. Again, like you're farming a little bit because you want Nunu to have 6 because he's much more effective, and he's not the super gankiest of junglers, but again, if I'm talking already about, you know, I'm assuming that this jungler is going to go the word. I'm assuming this jungler. Okay. I'm assuming this jungler is gonna get gank with the support or the mid, and they both have like some semblance of CC. So this, I have no idea what this is. Oh my god, what is this? This is a fucking disaster. Why were you there? Okay, we have to watch this again for posterity because so usually in the first big fight I talk about like itemizations, but what was PYL doing? He just like, whoa, I'm gonna solo them as the support, and then Galway tries to flank, and it's like, oh no, there are 4 of them, and we're feeding, and we suck, and we're ruining Kelsey's career, and making her drink heavily. Yeah. So of course, after you get an objective for free and 2 kills for free, you're gonna take a tower for free because you have a dragon for free. And is this a theme? Right? Okay, because LGD just gave them literally everything for free. For free. Yeah. Okay. Now that we're on the same page, let's get back to the game. So right now, LGD is kind of thinking, we're kind of fucked. They have a dragon. Or did they kill the dragon? See, I'm not even paying attention. I'm just so upset. I'm not that upset. I mean, I'm upset because the play was horrible. Like, if that were a logical fight in TSM 1, that's good. Because it's like the better... It's exciting. Because it's like 2 great things happened. And the good person, the good team went ahead. But this is like... It's still the good team going ahead because TSM is obviously the better team in this game. What I need to say is Bjergsen is a god. Yeah. I'm just gonna quit while I'm behind here. Okay. Now, the game kind of stalls out. For TSM, I would probably continue pressing advantages. Like, Mordekaiser has Rylai's right now. He's 203. That's pretty insane. Like, it's 11 minutes. And he has Rylai's. And the other item for the melee supports usually Targons. Yeah, so it's pretty gross that this is happening. Santorin catches PYL out. PYL stuns him. And stuff happens. But they trade 1 for 1. Because honestly, we're seeing the fact that TSM's comp is extremely kiteable. Like, the fact that he could just stun him, even though they walked up to him, even though TSM had good vision from that ward. They were extremely kiteable. Like, that's ultimately what happened. And so they could trade 1-for-1. Callista can just hop back, and this is the theme of the entire game! Because if Callista just hops back, and hops away, and hops back in, this happens to teams. But they get the Acorn Ghost. I'm not sure why Acorn was there. I guess lack of vision. So I think I kind of predicted that, you know, if you use good mid-game vision, you can catch LGD out a lot, and this kind of like accelerated mid-game for TSM because they have Mordekaiser and they got the dragon and some kills, so that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. If I were LGD in this point, I'd be feeling a little defeated. I guess it's good because I think Diana's scaling is pretty good. As long as you can take advantage of some cooldowns. Like if TSM blows some cooldowns in a weird spot, then Diana can just go to town eventually. If she has a couple items. Right now she doesn't. She has like a stinger and a book. Like, what are you gonna do with a stinger and a book? Not a whole lot. So she needs more items. She's gonna probably farm some more. It's useful because she has like a teleport. It's probably what I do is I just use teleport to farm a lot. Imp isn't doing terrible because all of LGD's kills are well, most of LGD's kills are on Imp. So he has his hurricane. So it's a good first step. Galway now has Nashers, double Dorans. It's pretty solid. I'd still rather have like probably against this team you'd want Zonias. Yeah, okay, that took me way too long. This is awesome. Okay. Yeah, so nothing's happening because I think if LGD wants to make a comeback play, they have to farm. At the same time, TSM are kind of okay to farm. I think the problem is that Twisted Fate and Darius aren't super good late, but you still have Mordekaiser. It's going to be really, really, really crazy, and as soon as like the next dragon comes up, TSM can make more plays. So that's kind of what they're doing. Both teams are content to farm at this point because they do have some scaling on the LGD side, but also, yeah, TSM's comp, they have to make plays around the dragon, okay? In theory, LGD also does, because, you know, they shouldn't lose dragons! With close to Nunu. Nope. They shouldn't be doing that. That's kind of silly. But hey, it's LGD. And they went to this tournament and they're like, hey, let's ruin Kelsey's career by playing like shit. No. Okay, I'm just gonna stop with the career memes because this is about me. This is about you. How are you guys? I hope you're okay. I would say starting to feel it, but it's very obvious that, you know, I'm feeling it. So, LG have taken control of the pit because POL has the ult and can stun easily. They also have Callista Thresh, which is really, really good dragon control. So even though they're behind, it's pretty good. But I don't really understand that flank. Like, Galway did that flank for reasons unknown. Yeah, I don't really know. I wish I could comment on this sufficiently, but it's just like a shit show. Honestly, like he went in from the side, and I don't know what he thought he was gonna do. I have zero idea what he was thinking. He's probably gonna be like, I'm gonna make this sick plays with this Nashers and these Doran's rings against this Mordekaiser. Yeah, it's a terrible idea because he's melee. and a bunch of other things. So at this point, I'm kind of wondering if anyone will let me come back to China. No, and by me, I mean if I were LGD. Yeah. So I have this theory that LGD get all their power from their cats, okay? Do you know they didn't bring their cats with them? And I'm a little upset. Okay, I should be analyzing this, but Hi guys, this is Sober Kelsey. I just wanted to interject very briefly that, yeah, TSM had vision there, so that was actually really good. I still think it was a big problem that Godway went in from that flank because he'd done that flank before, right? And TSM knew about it, so of course they're gonna have that warded, which it's really good. It's smart because they reacted. TSM reacted. They knew that he was gonna come in, and they warded that flank. Still a mistake by LGD, like a really big mistake from Godway to flank from that side. But yeah, I was really pretty far gone at this point. I wouldn't trust anything I say after this. But I just wanted to highlight something that TSM had done that was really good that I had missed and hadn't mentioned. Yeah, that's it. YL with Brand was exerting so much zone pressure there, okay? And then he just flanks. And if I'm TSM, I'm just like, yeah, I'm totally gonna kill that. Why wouldn't I kill that? So TSM, again, pressuring the advantage that they have. Even though they don't have the Dragon Ghost, they're able to pressure towers. They're gonna make this trade. LGD making the best of that situation, but TSM with this advantage should be able to get 2 for 1. Especially since LGD made the mistake of reacting too late to their pressure and being kind of feel like they should have just traded 2 towers and sent the rest of the team top to try to defend. Yeah, by the rest of the team I mean like TBQ and Acorn. So now that I think about it, sending TBQ to do anything is probably not the best. Am I being too mean to TBQ? Okay, let's talk about the TBQ sickness thing because he was sick. But when you say hospital, usually that just means you need to visit the doctor. Like, you can visit the hospital for a swollen eye or whatever in China and a lot of stuff, and in Korea, and people go to the hospital a lot. So when you see, like, Chinese or Koreans, we had to hospitalize them, it usually means, like, they were sick. So we took them to the doctor. But no. He should have been better by today. But the big issue was that he missed like 4 days of practice, I think, from being sick, which sucks, right? But he should have been better on the day they faced Origin. But missing that practice does really suck, especially for a player like TBQ. I think TSM got an objective or something at some point. I really should be paying more attention to what's happening instead of ranting. Okay. So, what's happening now is that LGD actually have pushed out bot side really well. So, they're probably going to be and try to get vision control of Baron, which it's really far into the game. Actually, no, it's not. Anyway, so Dyrus is being Dyrus, and he's being by himself, and he's pushing bottom, and he doesn't have vision, and LGD flank him and kill him. And the rest of TSM isn't really positioned in such a way as that they can take advantage of that. So that was a mistake TSM made. And LGD capitalized upon. I called this a team that would win Worlds, okay? Just let the record show that I said LGD Gaming would win Worlds, and it took them 21 minutes to capitalize on a mistake made by Team Solo Mid. Okay, I'm not saying Team Solo Mid is bad, but Origin and KT didn't really have that much of a problem with them. Actually, I thought the KT TSM game was kind of interesting. And I think TSM has improved a lot since they were in NA, actually. I think they fixed a little bit of things. Like, they are much more proactive with their bottom lane. And I think this was a trend that started picking up halfway. Okay, TBQ gets hooked. And TBQ gets hooked. Like, they don't have vision, and he just dies. Like, straight up, TBQ dies. Yeah, they didn't have vision of the area. TSM had complete vision control. Like, where are LGD's wards? What is this? They have like 2. Are they trying to marry the map? Like, why do you only have 2 wards? No, I guess they have a couple more. They only have 2 vision wards, which is a problem. PYL gets hooked. Okay, they're just kind of wandering around at this point. Yeah. Well, okay, so TBQ, the moral of the story is that they don't have wards. TBQ gets hooked, and they take the tower. Good stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, I actually don't think TSM is bad. It is that bad. Obviously. Obviously. They've had some good stuff. Okay? Like, I'm down. I'm down with the TSM. What is this? What is happening? Okay. This is good. Because this is the point where I have to check the itemization after this, but no, it's not. It's not good. This is bad. This is very bad. Okay, I should have gone with my gut there. Yeah, this is, I was trying to think, because I've seen, this is why I don't do Vod reviews of games that I've already seen, or why people don't do Vod reviews of games they've already seen. Because they forget things like, or they get fights mixed up. Anyway, the point is, TSM still had a huge lead. They saw LGD. LGD just committed to the dragon instead of baiting, and they kind of just went melee. It was weird. Like, I don't really understand. We'll have to watch that fight again. But in the meantime, we have 2 teleports happening. So they're trying to catch TSM because they just backed, and they're pretty low after that fight. So yeah, Galway goes in. They get really low. See, this is weird because they put the two wards down, which means that they're not really coordinated right now. Yeah, to me, actually speaks a lot about what's happening with LGD. Is they don't really, maybe they're not really communicating. Okay, they get the Baron, which should make sense. Like, they have Callista and Nunu. So this comp, like, the thing is that it's like, okay, LGD intentionally let, and I'll get to that fight in a second. LGD intentionally let them have Mordekaiser because they're like, okay, we're gonna pick these big objective control stuff. We're gonna pick Callista. We're gonna pick Nunu. We're gonna pick Brand that's good in fights that are close to Baron and Dragon and stuff like that. And we're gonna be able to win these objectives, and we're gonna be able to win these fights. Okay, I'm gonna get to the fight now. So Santorin is just kind of there. I don't really understand. He goes in, he tries to isolate and kill Galway, but Galway, like everyone else is like low cooldown on TSM, so Galway just is like, okay, thank you, Santorin, that's awesome. I'm just gonna use my stuff and kill people with my AoE and stuff, and that's more or less what happened. Yeah, they didn't really have cooldowns them into his team. Santorin's a really good player, but he's still better. He's still better than LGD. But they take the Baron, and they're able to get this turret. So this is really good for them because now they're only like 5k cooldown, which is much better than they were before. And again, like I was saying, so much melee on TSM. Really hard to get to Callisto when she gets off. And right now she's got 3 items. So she's got the Last Whisper. That 3 item, that Power Spike and Cluster is really good because 2 items is really good, right? She's got a lot of attack speed, she's doing a lot of damage, a lot of rend, a lot of AoE. But then any armor that you've built past Last Whisper is not not good because that's what lots of this analysis is terrible. Oh my god, I should just go back to talking about LGD cats. Honestly, I swear to god. Holy fuck. That's strong. Now we have, you're getting hooked again. But it's fine, because it kind of distracts people from the fact that their tower is dying. There's a little bit of, yeah, I mean, it was a hook, but honestly, they weren't going to get anything off that. I just laugh because it's TBQ, right? TBQ for me is a meme. Godway is kind of like, Godway has become a meme. I actually feel really bad for him, because I think he's a legitimately good player. He just like fucked around way too hard, or he had a mentality problem, or something. And he just stopped playing well for some reason. And this wasn't even just in this, it was like, people are saying, even in scrims he was changed. So it's just not just like the mid lane talent is better. Okay. I don't know, something happened to him. It's weird. But they got the pick. That's good. LGD are winning at this point, more or less. Even though the gold lead is kind of not in their favor, the fact that, again, their composition really good against the melee that TSM has at this point in the game. Like, Darius doesn't scale super well, Fate doesn't scale super well. Mordekaiser scales pretty well, but obviously also with the XP advantage. But again, he's melee, and you've got this Callista comp with Lulu. Like, Lulu Callista we're talking here. That's a Lulu Callista comp. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of... Okay. I think I said this was a drinking game, but I've kind of just kept drinking. So, take that with a grain of salt. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, I should probably start this over because obviously I'm not paying attention. Okay, I'm paying attention this time. They are going for the dragon. This is pretty good. They're all like Santorin splits the team. Okay, but Imp is able to. They don't target Imp. This is the important thing. They're getting in. They force that. All this stuff. I'm pausing this to let you know right now that I'm about to scream very loudly, so you should probably like turn your volume down. Why? Why is it melee? Like this entire comp. Godway is a melee carry, so he has to wait for Imp to be outside and do a lot of damage before he can go in, okay? Because TSM comp is so melee. Imp just like goes right up to Darius, says, "Hey, what's up? Wanna grab me in the face? The nose? I don't know what's wrong with me. I drank all my Jack, I think." No. Still some love. Definitely still some love. Okay. So, like I said, if LGD just avoid going in melee range with the Callista, they should be able to win every fight. It's not even complicated. At all. Like, that doesn't require super coordination. It just requires your Callista to not go into melee range. And for you to not waste ult on TBQ, which occasionally happens. If you're Lulu. I meant Acorn, not waste ult on TBQ. Like, use your ult on Imp. What is TBQ gonna do for you? Blood Boil? Like, literally all he had to do this fight was Blood Boil and snowball enemy carries. TSM did something here where they immediately went for the inhibitor. Makes sense, inhibitor is gonna get you more, and then they went back and got dragon. Because if you have dragon with your Mordekaiser, go back and take a lot of towers, and you can do the other stuff. Why does TBQ, like, I feel like TBQ just, like, randomly goes and snowball shit. I just watch him. He's slow by the Gragas guy, and now he's gonna do it. He's gonna get close. Kelsey's about to scream again here. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this. I was totally out of it. Yes! He got stunned. He got caught. It's good. So I was watching this, my editor was like, this game is over, because he assumed TBQ was dead, but obviously not. TBQ backs out. LGD should have pretty much all backed out at that point, because there's not much you can do with your jungler that low. But Acorn stays, gets killed. It's pretty awesome. It's the best. TSM get the inhib, and they back out, because most of them are low, and like I said, if Imp doesn't get in melee range, and he just keeps kiting, they're probably gonna die. Just so people know I didn't pass out here, I just like, I don't know, maybe I did. But I keep talking after this. This is like really terrible. I hope no one had actually high expectations of this being entertaining. Okay, so LGD are actually doing something smart here. Okay? This is the last of the bottle. LGD are actually doing something smart here where they're placing the wards in the area. Excuse me, I'm coughing. Because they know the Baron's about to be taken, and if they have vision of TSM trying to take Baron and they have that area secured, they can do a lot in terms of trying to control the Baron. And picking the fights where they want them to be, so they're still sort of doing that. And as long as they push the waves out of their base, they can stall for enough time to take Baron, and LG is usually pretty good at minion control, and you see Acorn bottom, and so at least they're retaining some sense of what they need to do in terms of securing the minions. TBQ pressuring out mid. This game is about to end bloody and terrible. TSM baiting because there's no vision, but TBQ, they're still around the area. LGD still have vision of many of the choke points, so they can risk like trying to get TSM to go into a fight. Acorn gets caught, which really sucks, because it really sucks. He had to use ult on himself. But the thing is, Galway goes in, he gets really good Diana shit, and then like Imp is doing a lot of damage. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, I think I need to. So, at this point, you get it. Screaming happens. Him kills that. He's doing that. Why is he melee against the Mordekaiser? What? No, okay, so I'm not singling out Imp because Imp is good or anything, but because this comp relies on him being able to stay ranged against the melee comp and do this other stuff. Like, obviously, everyone else fucked up, okay? But the fact that this comp is, like, revolving around that happening, and that Galway got like the good engage and the abilities and the stuff happened. I'm way too plastered for this. But the fact that that happened and everyone sucks, that's not what I mean. The fact that LGD played so poorly, okay, and TSM played pretty well, okay, but I think LGD just played really poorly. It's really unfortunate. Like, I feel bad. Why? I don't understand this. Imp goes melee range with Darius. He dies. LGD's entire comp explodes because Godway is also melee. He has to be melee to kill things. And TSM wins the fight. It's awesome. It's the best fight thing I've ever seen. I don't understand what happened. they're probably going to show a replay. And I'm going to complain about it again because I'm still not going to understand why input melee and why LGD are playing Diana. Hi guys, welcome to Drunk Vod Review. Don't be alarmed by the fact that my lips are not matching up to what is being said here. This will be fixed by the time the Vod Review actually starts. It's a funny story, I was so drunk when I did this that I started doing the Vod Review with my mic muted, and I did not realize it until later. I had the presence of mind to start re-recording the Vod Review itself from where the game started, but I did not re-record the intro. So here is the intro with me pretty plastered at this point. As you can see, I was drinking heavily. Yeah. Keep enjoying that, Kelsey. I had gone through quite a bit of Jack Daniels at this point. This Vod Review is actually really terrible. There's nothing interesting in it, so don't watch it. Actually, it is really bad. No, it's not funny. So let's start this game here. When the game starts, it's Lee Sin and Rek'Sai banned against LGD. Origin showed that this is good. It's been good for a really long time. I don't know why Chinese teams don't do it. I guess it just sucks as a region. No, seriously, this has been something I was just like, why don't you just... No, actually, it was fine. It would have been fine if they played intelligently, like intelligent people. New, okay. It goes with, like, the composition. TBQ is kind of grasping for straws. It's whatever, it's a thing. But seriously, this team should get, like, every single Dragon and Baron. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Twisted Fate. Darius, very kiteable actually. TSM loaded up on a lot of short range and melee. It's like really hard to get to Callista. It has to be done by like Bjerg porting in, Hourglass, Centaur getting like really good flank. So to be honest with all this melee, like Callista should be totally fine, right? There's not a whole lot Darius can do. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Diana doesn't make the most sense. Again, because of all the melee. Like, you're going into range. You could just pick a more ranged mid, like Oriana maybe, and avoid going into the range of Darius or Mord. And then LGD could just kite, just like completely get the job done. And you can play Gragas though. It's legitimate. Like, okay, fine. Thresh, let's play is a good Thresh. I mean, everyone at this tournament who plays Thresh is a good Thresh. That's without saying. Brand. I wasn't super surprised by the Brand because PYL actually plays a lot of Brand in solo queue. Yeah. It's a decent. It's okay against Mordekaiser. Brand is actually pretty good against Mordekaiser because, because Mordekaiser like goes for dragons. You're doing dragon fights. You can kite a little bit with Brand, and you can like go for the dragon, and Pyroclasm does bounces and lots of AOE. And Mordekaiser is not super mobile, so Brand doesn't have to be super mobile. If you're laning against Mordekaiser, it's okay. So, you know, that gives you some hope, because it's like, oh, they've done some research, whatever. They weren't dumb, just like stupid and leaving Mordekaiser up, which is all a lie. So, please, like, I'm really sorry. Elise, yeah, LGD ban Elise. Elise is a really strong jungler. Something Origin have been doing, which other teams haven't been doing, and I think other teams will start to do, like I think TSM's doing here, is just target ban, you know, because then make other teams pick which OPs they want, because who cares, right? Yeah. Then I'm not really sure the Kog'Maw ban. I'd always rather ban Callista against LGD than Kog'Maw if you're gonna ban an AD carry. But you know, his Kog'Maw's really strong. He's probably the second strongest champion. And then, or maybe they were hoping, you know, LGD would ban it and they'd get Mord or something like that. But TSM first pick Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is obviously really strong because if you get the dragon, the other team suddenly doesn't have towers, and I mean that almost literally because it's really strong. LGD go Callisto Lulu, really, really strong combination. When you see the Lulu, it's almost always an Acorn champion, which is why it was really weird last game. And it was bad, and we don't talk about it. Gragas, Thresh, good. Like, Santora's good on Gragas. I don't really like his style of Gragas because it's, like, much more farm-oriented, but it gets Lee Sin. TBQ has a 100% win rate during the regular season on Lee Sin, and a below 50% win rate on Rek'Sai, okay? Rek'Sai and everything else. Yeah. Rek'Sai and everything else. Okay, then of course LGD ban Azir. Galway's actually played Azir twice, and it was actually pretty good. But when I talked to the team, it's like Galway isn't really performing, you know. And by not performing, all they just told me was like Galway isn't playing like Galway. You know, it's really generic. I was wondering, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, give me some more information, right? And then I see the game, it's like, oh, that's what it means. It means he's not playing. No, it means he's playing awful. Okay. So they banned Azir. They banned Gangplank. Gangplank's really strong. I assume TSM kind of know how to play it or something. Honestly, I'm really sorry if I get any TSM stuff wrong, because I watched the least of North America of any other region. I just was like really shocked by the statistics and stuff. But I did watch the playoffs, so if I get something wrong though about TSM, just